Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. To my left is Dr. Don Wayne, the neckbeard psychologist from Twitter. And on this show, weekly, we review outlaw mud shows. And we had a great one last night. If you're into outlaw mud shows, I know I am. I had my hip boots on. I was ready to wade into some deep mud and urine and vomit and smell the smell of sweat from the crowd and body odor of perspiration, which is probably all the same things, what I'm saying right now. I hate to belabor a point, but the show stunk, the crowd probably stunk, and the ratings stink even more. Don, what do we got first?
I guess that's the show. I'll see you guys next week. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight or to get into this early.
I should have hit the Gordon Soley button right away.
Want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm going to ask for something special from the chat today, though, because Twitter's been a little crazy. I've already had to ban and block some guys. Keep your eyes out there. I'll try to do my best. I appreciate you guys giving us all your support. My comments on some of the matches that happened last night were not taken too well on the internet wrestling community. They were pretty upset about it. And they're looking to get their piece of my ass right now. So, what do you want to talk about? Like, subscribe, hit the notifications button. I don't want to do a bad Cody Rhodes impression. What I do want to talk about is a wrestling show that I thought had a lot of potential in AEW. And the numbers are in, and I know they had the NBA playoffs last night, which, by the way, the NBA playoffs are god-awful right now. If you don't pay attention to basketball, I'm just going to give you the rundown. Boston's up 3-0 in the series. Dallas doesn't play a lick of defense, and the head basketball player for the Dallas Mavericks is just steadily bitching at the refs. It's just a terrible series, so there's no excuse for them to be losing it. Last year at this time, Bottles, AEW had over 900,000 people watching their Wednesday night show head to head with
the NBA
playoffs.
Yes. I'm looking at that right now. In 2021, Don, they had over 1 million people watching the show.
Where are you getting that source from?
This is from Evil Dose at Garden of Doom, who follows professional wrestling.
Yes.
He's a wrestling maven. He said someone else's research. AEW have gone up against NBA Finals games the 3 previous years. 2021, 1,025,000. 2022, 939,000. 2023, 903,000, like you said. And this year, 2024 was what?
681 or 3. Okay.
One.
I want to thank Warner Brothers Discovery because he's turned me on to that guy on Twitter. You can follow him on X. So I want to thank him for turning me on to that guy's account. Great account to follow. He's on top of all of it. A lot of good guys out there that really help out with the show. I want to try to help them out when I can. What I am upset about, Bottles, is the excuse train is just it's out of excuses now. You can't tell me any more reasons why this show's failing. This show's failing for one reason and one reason only. The guy behind the curtain, Tony Khan, doesn't know how to book, doesn't know how to get a show together, collects wrestlers like his G.I. Joe dolls, and just goes at it. That's his entire thing. I think these guys could have a great match. Let's see what they do. Storyline be damned. And the truth is that when they came about, 2019, 2018, sometime in there, Vince McMahon.
2019.
Okay. Vince McMahon
was terrible.
He sucked ass. I had quit watching WWE altogether. It was unwatchable. Terrible shit. Guys like me and you were desperate to watch something different. I know I was. I don't know if you started watching from the beginning or not. Did you start watching AEW from the very beginning?
Yes, I did. I did. It was I won't say it was a well put together program, but the matches were better. Everybody was healthy. You had a lot of indie-rific talent on the show, and I'm looking right at you, Evil Uno and the Dark Order. But it was something new. It was something new in the wrestling landscape. But now it's wearing out its welcome because it's so craptastic. It's just garbage. It's so awful right now. It's worn out its welcome. It's like you're looking for a prize in the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. You might be sick of eating Cracker Jack, but you're rooting around for that little action figure or little ring or in the box of the Cracker Jacks. You're trying to find it. This show is a Cracker Jack box with no prize. There's nothing good about it now at all. Nothing.
I will give you my analogy, if you don't mind, when you're done.
Go right ahead, sir.
To me, it's a good friend from college or high school that you let stay with you until they can get back on their feet. And you're supporting them and helping them out. You're financially supporting them. And then a year or so goes by and you're like, hey, I can't carry the bag for both of us. You got to get off your ass and do something to help me to help you out. I will support your shitty product, but you've got to meet me halfway. And they're not even trying that anymore, as we're going to get into for this show. They're now just running out all the dumb shit they can. And there was plenty of it to go around. And even their stars, they don't seem to know how to book anymore, which I want to talk about. I don't want to give away the horse.
Let me ask you a question, Don. And going into the booking, you mentioned booking and stars. How many stars on the show last night booked their own shit? You know the Young Bucks do. Jericho, of course, Jericho does.
Oh, yeah. Well, too many. And the guys that don't know how to book aren't getting good guidance. You can see it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I guess we'll go ahead and start. Like we said, 681,000 people tuned into this. We don't have the quarterly hours. We look for them. It'd be nice if we had them. I'm not going to stress over it because I'm sure they had a pretty good lead in, just guessing. And I get that it's summer. Again, all the excuse books start coming in right now. There's always excuses.
Sure.
They were in a 17,000 seat arena. We have discussed this on our program until I feel like I'm just.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes it feels like I'm beating a dead horse. Guns N' Roses, ladies and gentlemen. I just murdered it. I'm sorry.
Dude, I had no idea they were in that big of an arena.
17,000 seats. Guess how many tickets were distributed?
How many?
Just over 2,700 was the last thing I saw, and I couldn't get a solid number. The pictures rolled in, and it wasn't a good show. It wasn't a good house show. It didn't show the crowd well. It didn't look good to me. It looked, when you have that small of a crowd, Bottles, it doesn't matter how many people you have. If it's that small and that big of a building, it's not going to sound good.
Did you see the picture on Twitter? The whole right side was empty. And tickets distributed doesn't mean tickets sold. That means tickets that were given away, handed out. Hey, come on in. I got a free ticket. Here you go. Giveaways from radio station promotions, things like that. Orange Cassidy was, they put Orange Cassidy out for the radio shows, the media, the online podcast, and all that to promote the show. Monday and Tuesday. That's not the guy you would have put out there to promote the show.
I also saw that Tony Khan was on their local morning news show talking about his show. I saw that as well.
That must have been great. That must have been good.
So, Tony, you want to tell us about your upcoming show? You know, everything's great. We're doing great stuff. We're doing great business. I've got great wrestlers. I've got great cocaine. I mean, I've got great Adderall. I mean, I've got great. I can just see the greats coming out of him right now, just stuttering John. But you can't have 2,700 people in a 17,000 seat building. It's not going to sound good. Even if the crowd is going nuts, you cannot microphone a crowd that well when the entire upper deck is completely gone. It's just not going to work. Right. And they brought him out. The champion, Swerve, was the first guy they brought out. I said, okay, I can't wait to see where this goes. He made a kill shot reference. I don't know if that was an Eminem or if that's his move, right? The kill shot when he kicks him in the back of the head.
I think so. I've never heard it referred to as the kill shot, or his nickname. He said that was his nickname. I've never heard that before.
So that was kind of new. And I was like, all right, he's hyping up Ospreay. I actually thought this was a good segment for the most part when he started. I was entertained. I like Swerve. I don't like how they're using him. I can't say this enough because every time I tweet, every time I do a social media post, I get the same thing. You're a you're a Fed is what they like to call you. They think that's a cool nickname. You're a Fed.
A Fed or Fed fan.
I can't say this enough, guys. There are wrestlers and girls, guys and gals. There are wrestlers in this show I really like. Swerve's one of them. I just don't like what the hell they're doing with them.
I dig Willow, even though I rag on her for not looking like a wrestler. I like Swerve. I do like Will Ospreay when he's got the right opponent who wrestles like a regular guy who not a move machine, which we'll go into that later on. I like Wardlow. I like Joe.
MJF.
I do like Hook. I like MJF. I like Big Bill. I don't like Jericho. I like making fun of Low Plains Drifter. I like Tony Storm. I like that whole gimmick. I like Mariah May. I shouldn't say this. I think if Sky Blue was properly trained, if she was properly trained on, you might have a star there. Somebody teach her how to cut a promo. Sky Blue needs to go to NXT. That's all I can say.
Motorhead said at this time, Tony Khan will never learn how to be a good booker and or put together a quality wrestling program. Thank you for the $5 sub. Appreciate it. Super chats are open, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like and subscribe. We appreciate it, Motor. And no, he's not. And I don't know if it's an ego issue with him or what it is. I've seen that he hired another writer. Did you see this? He hired some writer from WWE from 2019 when they were the shits. So he's hired two writers that I can name on public spaces as far as social media's named them. But I don't know who the hell the guy is. And if you're hiring anybody,
Brad something or other,
it doesn't.
The guy
matter.
got
it's a
fired.
2019 hire.
He wrote a speech for the Hall of Fame that year, and Vince does not want his name mentioned in any speeches at the Hall of Fame. And he wrote a speech for this guy that had Vince's name mentioned.
That's the one. Yes, I saw it.
Yes, and Vince shit-canned him the next day.
I swear, I wish Tony would hire a booker. Hire a booker. There's plenty of minds out there that know this wrestling business. And it's not going to be an older guy. Hire a newer guy, a newly retired guy that might have some good ideas. Either way, out comes Swerve, back to the program, back to the format. Like I said, he's hyping up Ospreay, and he starts talking about the EVPs, and out they come. And like I said, I don't know if it was the crowd. I don't know if it's just the EVPs' overall issue with when they walk out, but it's just flat. No one gives a shit. And they're coming out there in ladies' pantsuits from the 90s. I don't understand the look. One of them's wearing a pearl necklace, which, Strickland took a shot at. I don't know what it's like where you come from, but if you tell somebody they've got a pearl necklace, it means something a little bit different in my world, pal. That's all I'm going to leave it at right there.
Dude, women wear pearl necklaces. And when they cut the promos, they got to gravel their voice up like this. I'm going to tell you right now, they're doing that Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels from 1995 voice, where he's talking like this.
And this is what I really first noticed the crowd. I said, laughing my ass off. He said, people don't think we're tough enough. No shit. You're the size of middle school children. Nothing about this made any sense to me. Nothing about their push makes any sense to me. This is why you're losing fans, because you have guys like the Young Bucks leading the charge. They're not over anymore, man. They don't matter.
It's done.
Now.
It's over.
It doesn't matter.
They're over. They're over. They're over. Done. Okada walked down the ramp like Joe Biden. Like, what am I doing here? Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm paid $4.5 million a year to say, quiet, bitches.
Yes, that's his go-to. His bitches must come out of his mouth every show now. That's the thing. And he challenges him to a blood and guts match. They're going to have a blood and guts match, it turns out. Now, did you hear about this? Did you read about this?
Yes. What, next week or the week after?
No, July 27th, I think. It's in late July, I believe.
It doesn't even really matter because it's the shits. The blood and guts matches are the shits. It's like anarchy in the arena. It's just they're fighting all over the place, Don. That's what it's like.
And then they get in the ring and they tell Swerve they're going to fight him, and he's got to get. They have the corniest line ever. This thing drove me nuts because of the corniness of it. I can't wait to get past this because it killed my soul. He said, "Oh, there's a bug flying around here and it landed on you. It's the injury bug." What was that corny shit? That was from the bad idea. The tampon packers have not mattered less in forever. They mattered the least about this show. That's what they are.
Listen, who are the tampon packers?
The Bucks are the tampon packers. That's what I'm calling them.
Packers, the tampon packers. The TPs. The tampon packers. I got you, pal. I like the one line they said when they said half the roster is gone because of us.
Yes. Which
that really makes sense. So are the viewers. Half the viewers are gone because of them.
in retrospect, how stupid of a statement is that? Because all you did once again was highlight that Cody Rhodes is gone. Freaking CM Punk's gone. All these guys that are gone that are now megastars of the other company. You're highlighting that fact again. You're not helping your own cause.
Well, Don.
So this shit happened, and out came Private Party. No, it wasn't Private Party. Who the hell was it? It was
the Acclaimed. Everybody's favorite, because everyone loves the Acclaimed, Don.
This was terrible. And the worst part about it was, and I told you to watch for it, they started taking off their vests and their jackets to begin beating on a man. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been in a few fights in my life. The last thing I did was start taking off my clothes to get into the fight. That wasn't even a thought. A shirt might get ripped. Your arm might get pulled out of your sleeve from getting pulled through it. Lots of shit happens. I've never seen a grown man go, hold on, motherfucker. Never seen it in my life. Never. That was the weakest shit I've ever seen.
Let me take my leisure suit off and I'll kick your ass, young man.
Jack Perry versus Dustin Rhodes is immediately announced. Which, by the way, the new GM comes out. Help me with his name. Christopher Daniels.
It's Wish.com Adam Pearce.
Okay, well, whatever. He comes out and he says, I want to see a fight too. You guys get out of the ring. Perry, you've got a match right now. When have you ever seen grown men just walk away from a fight because somebody said, I told you to get the hell out of that ring? It was terrible. This is why your ratings are in the shit, and NXT just beat you. The third flagship company in the WWE just beat you in ratings. It's pathetic.
It's horrendous. Why would you have a general manager copying the WWE RAW general manager, not only in appearance, but with his phrasing and his gesticulations? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Why would you have to copy WWE? But they mention WWE virtually every show.
They seem to, yes.
So why not just, or make reference? So why not, which is mentioning. So why not just copy what they do? Copy what they do.
Did you watch this Jack Perry versus Dustin Rhodes segment? Because I've got questions.
Buddy, unfortunately I did. And it's just garbage. And the referee, let's start with the referee.
Thank you.
The referee wants to get herself over. Look, Tony, I know you're listening. I know you watch this show, because a lot of the shit we say on this show happens the next week on Dynamite. You take our advice. Look, just take Aubrey Edwards and put her in an angle, not with Karen Angle like you did before. Put her in an angle with a female wrestler. Put her in the Nightmare Factory for 2 or 3 weeks and train her, because that's as long as you train the regular women that go through the Nightmare Factory. 2 or 3 weeks, and you put them on TV. Train Aubrey how to work a match and put her out there and have her actually be a wrestler. That's what she wants to be. She wants to be the center of attention. So let her be the center of attention in a match. Aubrey Edwards, you could call her the galloping ghost. You call her whatever, the purebred, the stallion, Aubrey Edwards, whatever. Call her whatever you want to. It's just
Denisha. Thank you, Denisha. Thank you for the $4.99. Hey, Don and Bottles, wondering why Shariah was not on TV. Is it because Mercedes? Why can't they both have TV time at the same time? And do you think Shariah is leaving?
Her contract's up in August.
That's what I've heard. That's what you've heard.
Contract's up in August.
I don't know why it seems to be that they seem to feature one set of girls one week and another set another week. I don't know. I wish I could answer that. This comes back to the booking decisions of Tony Khan and his illogical way that he uses them. I mean, Mercedes had a match last night. She didn't have a match the first month she was there. She's had nothing but matches since the pay-per-view, right? It doesn't stop.
I'm going to put this comment up on the screen, and we'll put the niches back up. Call her Mrs. Ed. Motorhead gave some money, so I'm going to put his comment up. Call her Mrs. Ed, Mrs. ED. And I'll say that because she gives me ED. Aubrey Edwards is
Saraya, though, look, Saraya we know has got major injury concerns, correct?
She does. but she does wrestle matches. She wrestles matches on Rampage, on Collision from time to time. She comes to the ring with Harley Cameron and her protege. She had a whole stable going on there, and that fell apart, especially when Ruby Soho left because she got knocked up. So she's not coming back anytime soon. But at any rate, what you said, Saraya is probably pissed off because she's not featured. She's not the golden child like she was when she came in. She talked about, it's great having a boss that listens to me. It's so refreshing to have a boss that's listening to me.
And then what did she say?
What did she say?
What did she tweet a couple weeks ago?
She tweeted about she's something about she's not happy and she's going to talk to somebody or something like that.
I'm not going to be silent any longer. It's time for me to speak my mind.
There you go. So
she's not doing herself any favors.
The favorite toys of the week are Toni Storm, of course, still, and Mercedes Moné. They're the hot two toys of the week coming out of Tony's toy chest on the women's side. And that's why Saraya is relegated to Rampage and doing a job on Dynamite from time to time or having a schmaz. That's it. That's her ceiling right now. You have a ceiling. Everybody talks about the glass ceiling in professional wrestling in these companies. There are huge ceilings in AEW, and they're bagging their heads on her. The women are. They just can't rise up. He doesn't do anything with them.
Well, he
doesn't do anything with the men. He's got his favorites. He's got his favorites with the men and the women. So it is what it is.
But
you've got guys you got guys sitting home like Miro. And someone made a point. Jay Angles made a point on Twitter today. You could just say you're not going to lose and not do the job to a talent. And okay, well, that's fine. And you could just sit home like Miro. Miro doesn't want a job to anybody. Doesn't want to lose. It doesn't work for me, brother. And he sits home. That's my Miro impression, by the way. He sits home. Who else is sitting home?
It doesn't matter. I'm not going down that list. But to her point, when Saraya came in, she was the next hot chick. She was the hot thing.
Absolutely.
They featured every week. She was on every week. And then she got in the ring and you realized she can't move like she used to. She can't do what she used to. Maybe we've got her in the bad spot, which is what I said is, do you really want to trust this chick to go out there and wrestle every week? You know she's a walking injury concern waiting to happen. Gil says Jimmy C doesn't approve of the current AEW toys. He is not happy with the lack of his favorite female wrestlers. You are correct, Gil. You are very correct in that.
More sky blue for Jimmy C. Jimmy C.
Anyway, back to the
whatever that means.
Dustin versus Jack Perry match, because this is just what I want to talk about real quick. They go to picture in picture after they go outside the ring. When they get back from picture in picture, I don't either. I got up, took a leak, got another drink, got a little bag of chips, and okay, I'm going to sit down and watch this. He was bleeding like a stuck pig when they came back from picture in picture. This is what I mean about what the hell is going on. I had no idea how he got busted. I don't know why he's bleeding. None of this made any sense from a storytelling point.
Why? It's not like he's going to win. He's bleeding and he's hurt, but he's going to persevere and win in the end. No, he lost. No. You know he's going to lose. He never wins any matches. You can't take the man seriously. He never wins any matches. God bless him. He's 54 years old, 55, still wrestling. He helps out a lot with the young talent there, so, which I don't believe. He says he does, but I don't believe it because he would tell them, don't do the crazy shit you're doing. That's what he should tell them. He lost to Jack Perry, who was one of the worst workers. And he's like a charisma vacuum now. He really is.
And by the way,
do you want to watch? Would you sit there and watch a Jack Perry match for a half hour?
No. But here's the thing. This match, by the way, thank you, Gil, for the $1.99 sub. We appreciate it. Here's my thing on this, man. He tried to have a good match of this thing. It looked good. He tried to carry it. He tried to tell a story with it. I thought it was a mighty fine match. The issue, this is when I said, okay, I can't do this shit anymore. He did the thing where he kicks the turnbuckle, and it looks like he kicks Jack Perry in the nuts as hard as he can. Mm-hmm. Great spot. He's been doing it for decades. Jack Perry almost immediately no-sells this thing, gets back up and starts fighting. I said, that's it. I don't give a shit anymore. Fast forward to the end. Perry won. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
And Rhodes took a bump on the turnbuckle, and he's over there in the corner for the longest time.
Yes.
Down on one knee. And you know what he's doing? He's cutting his forehead.
Then we go to the back for their segment. Yeah.
Go ahead, Don. I was going to say, I couldn't take any more of it. I'm glad it was over. I couldn't take it.
No, yeah. But you brought up Aubrey Edwards. Usually when you see the guy get on top of the other guy and start wailing on him, the ref starts counting. 1, 2, you've got to get out of there. She's just standing there like a helpless dame, confused on what to do in her position. What shall I do? They're beating each other on the turnbuckles. Then she galloped around the ring.
Like Secretariat.
Yes. I was done with this. We go to the back for Kyle O'Reilly, Briscoe, and Pillow Nightingale shows up.
Pillow was there?
Somebody else. Who the hell else was back there? I'm forgetting somebody.
Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
yes.
Which I didn't want to write that down.
You know, I like this. I like Mark Briscoe's promo.
You know what I liked? Thank you. That's what I liked. I wrote this down. Why in the hell have they not used Mark Briscoe? The dude cut one of the most entertaining promos I've ever seen. He looked like a psychopath. I bought everything he did. He was a complete loot of goddamn tick. I was like, holy shit, don't let this guy near the ring. He's liable to bite somebody with them vampire teeth. And when he took off, even the damn interviewer, Renee Moxley Good, or whatever her name is, couldn't help herself. She started laughing her ass off. You could tell they were supposed to do something. It was one of the best parts of this damn show. Instantly picked up my energy.
And that was not rehearsed. He just threw that out there and got everybody psyched up. Why not more Mark Briscoe on my TV? When I saw that, I wanted to see more Mark Briscoe on my television in singles matches. That son of a bitch looks like the guy you see at the Circle K in an 87 Dodge Astro van with aluminum foil glued to the windows and a big padlock on the back of it. That's what he looks like. But that son of a bitch was entertaining when he cut that promo. Old school Don.
Look, I've heard about this guy. I've never seen him because I didn't watch Ring of Honor. I wasn't staying up until 11 o'clock, midnight on a Sunday to watch Ring of Honor on my local TV. I had to get up and go to work the next day. It just wasn't on my agenda to watch that show. This guy him and his brother should have gotten pushed from the very beginning. If his brother was anything like this, they missed a hell of an opportunity to win more fans. This just was amazing. Next up was the Roosh match, which I can't wait to talk about this shit.
Well, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I like Roosh. Roosh in ring is fantastic. Roosh looks like he's fucking miserable. And he goes out there in the ring. He said, when you see him in the ring with that look on his face, he's got the look of, I'm really going to beat somebody's ass in this fucking ring tonight. Somebody's getting their ass kicked tonight in this ring.
And then he gets in there and throws fucking potatoes for 10 minutes.
Good Lord, man. And why would you put him in a ring with a guy that looks like him?
Oh, dude, this is where it gets better, okay? He had a squash match, which, thank you, Tony Khan. They don't all have to be 20-minute miracles. There were squash matches in this show. I was like, oh, we're actually getting some guys over. They're doing it the right way. Look at this. They're getting guys over. Not everybody has to be in a 20-minute marathon match. Thank you.
Right.
Pay attention. He gets on the microphone right after. It says, this guy, it was one of the, just keep the guy off the microphone. Somebody get this guy a mic guy. They're like, this guy trash like you, and then gets in the ring and gets ready to beat the shit out of him some more. Did I miss anything here?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. If he would have been in the ring with a regular name opponent, I would have enjoyed it more. But I just loved the fact that the guy, I forgot his first name. His last name was Roosman. The opponent's last name was Rusman. Close to Rush. And he looked like Rush. And he felt a rush of blood, I guarantee you, when he got his ass kicked by that man.
Dude, it didn't look. Okay, so, by the way, thank you for watching tonight. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Hit that notifications button. Hit the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling, as they say. I can't wait. Out comes MJF, okay? I like MJF. We've talked about this. I really like MJF. I don't like him against Roosh. Roosh is a mid-card talent. That's what he is. Why is he not out there in a major angle with one of their major stars right now? Oh, wait, I know. Because they're all hurt. Every one of them is hurt. And here's why they're all hurt. Because they all want to do these goofy-ass, high-flying, do 300 spots in a matches. Instead of just Go out there, have a good match, go from there. I don't understand why MJF and Rush have an issue. I don't understand where it came from. I get it. They have got to build somebody up, right? And I understand that. You're not going to build up Rush unless you have him beat MJF. And I don't think they're going to do that. Like, that's not going to happen, in my opinion.
He's sort of challenged MJF last week or the week before when, mess with the bull, you get the herns, that sort of thing. That classic promo.
Classic.
And good Lord Almighty, they're trying something there. They're trying something. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to, kick the shit out of Rush. But is Rush going to potato MJF like he does to all these jobbers? And you got a guy just came back from injury, and he's going to go and wrestle a guy who I'd say you've got a 66 and 2/3% chance of getting injured when you wrestle Rush. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
you're going to get jacked up.
This is some Scott Steiner math
right there.
Steiner math, baby. I knew it was coming. Here's my thing. Did you watch last night? Because I got news for you, buddy. He wasn't throwing feathers on MJF. If you watch the replay, them shits won't feathers. He was live and landed some live rounds. Because if he wasn't, he's the best damn worker I've ever seen in my life at throwing punches. That shit was connected, son. And you could sort of see, because he grabbed him like, what the hell are you doing, man? Quit.
Well, if you notice MJF in the back, if you saw MJF in the back later in the show, he had a big ice pack taped to his wrist, to his hand, his left hand, because he jacked his hand up throwing haymakers on Rush. I think Rush has a hard head.
They said that's coming out next week.
Yes,
that's going to be the match next week.
It's going to open the show, Don.
Oh, you think?
They said it. It's going to open the show.
Okay. Sorry.
Commercial free.
Oh. And then we had the Orange Cassidy Trios match, and I'm just going to run through this. And by the way, Mark Briscoe, we're putting him over now. He has the best original music in AEW, by the way. Best original opening music by far away. It's set. When it hits, it makes you want to get up and, all right, what's going on here? I want to see who's coming out of the ring. He comes out like a psychopath. I am a huge Briscoe fan now officially. Yes, I want to see more Briscoe.
Did you notice Kyle O'Reilly in this match used his legs more than his arms?
Yes. And I also noticed, and I want to talk about this because we talked about this last week. I'm not trying to be funny. Kyle O'Reilly looks very ill. He doesn't look healthy. I don't understand why somebody's not sitting this young man down and saying, pal, it's time to look at another, future endeavor here because this isn't going to work. You are clearly not healthy. You are clearly not of sound body. You need to go find another living. I'm dead ass serious.
Probably the same doctors that cleared Saraya of her neck that was magically broken a couple of times in her professional wrestling career. And WWE couldn't get a doctor to clear her. That's why they just had her be a GM for a while. And then she sat home for 2 years, didn't do anything at all. They continued to pay her. And they probably said, who are we going to cut? Are we going to cut Naomi or are we going to cut Saraya, who doesn't come on TV, doesn't do anything? We're cutting Saraya. And that's what they did.
Makes sense to me.
They cut Saraya, who hasn't been on TV in 2 years. So, with that being said, the magic AEW doctors cleared her to actually wrestle matches. So,
who are the other three idiots in this match? Because they had a spot in this match that was
Takeshita.
This shit. I don't care.
Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher.
Fletcher, that's the other guy. That's the guy I want to talk about right here. Fletcher.
Yes.
So Fletcher and Cassidy have a kangaroo court style moment in this match where it's, we're going to do the spinneroonie effects and I'm going to go around you and around here and I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to come down and, I'm going to hit you with what looks like a stunner. And it's not a stunner at all. He's just holding his head. Kyle O'Reilly, or not Kyle O'Reilly, but what the hell is his name again? Because this guy is on my I don't give a shit. Kyle Fletcher. He's on my I don't give a shit radar. Fletcher just sits there with his head down. He doesn't sell it like it's a stunner. He just sits there. What the hell was the point of this move? It looked like shit. It looked goofy as hell. No one went flying anywhere. It was just, let's do this Cirque du Soleil kangaroo court bullshit and call it a day.
Like I told you earlier, before we went on the air, it looked like Orange Cassidy was trying to do a tornado DDT off the ropes. And Kyle Fletcher basically said, I ain't going down for that. And he just dropped him on his ass while he still had a hold of Kyle Fletcher's head. I'm not sure. I can only imagine it was uncooperation there. And maybe Fletcher's got a bad neck. I don't know what it was.
That was the move because the kick came right in. He was waiting on the move, which, by the way, there was another point in the match where Kyle Fletcher it was Kyle Fletcher that dove out of the ring one time, right? Onto Briscoe, I want to say.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, but you can see Briscoe. I'm watching this, right? This is with my fan's eye. I can see Briscoe look over his shoulder like, are you going to start running at me anytime soon? Because he's out there like beating on the guys. And the dude is literally waiting for Briscoe to turn around and look like, oh my God, you're running across the ropes. What should I do? Briscoe looks back at him like, are you going to start running so I can turn and get into this like it's hit me out of nowhere? This is the problem. These guys, man, holy shit.
I think number one, they play to the crowd too much because they'll run the ropes and they're like shoulder block a guy and a guy goes down and they'll go, yeah, look at that. I'm king shit. Look what I did. Why play to the crowd for something stupid like that?
Thank you again, Gil, for the $1.99.
Sadly, Kyle now has the Paul Orndorff atrophy arm. Yes, he does.
And we talked about that last week.
It's getting worse and worse. He's in Angle territory right now. Kurt Angle had the same problem when he had all these neck issues with all breaking his neck like 50 times. So
it was quite a few. Anyway, this thing ended.
Terrible.
I didn't give a shit. Orange Cassidy's group lost. I just do not care. I don't care. I'm moving on. Pillow Nightingale came out. I don't give a shit.
Came out to save a man again. She came out to save a man.
Which I don't care for. I got nothing against Willow Nightingale. She's probably the biggest female star they've got right now. Her or your girl. Like they could go neck and neck.
Right.
But saving
Why isn't it a feud? Why isn't that still a feud? Why doesn't she get a rematch?
I don't know.
For that TBS title.
No.
Why not a rematch? Why not have a three-way? Mercedes.
Whoa.
Three-way? Mercedes, Statlander, and Pillow Nightingale. Have a three-way for that belt. Why not? Instead, she's wrestling Chiquita Banana and who else? She's wrestling on the show. Who'd she wrestle on this show? We'll get into that.
We'll get there.
We haven't hit that match
yet, Gil. And yes, it is atrophy, and I feel bad for him. Thanks, Gil. Thanks, guys. Jesus Christ, that's coming up, isn't it? Christopher Daniels comes back out. And did you hear what he said? He's looking this way and he goes, I'm back. What the shit was that?
It's just garbage, dude. It's garbage.
When do you see the WWE GM go, I'm back? What the hell was that, man?
It is garbage. It's garbage.
I had to rewind this 3 times to see if I missed something. He said we're having an all seconds barred match. Oh, shit. Bottles is dying. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to all of you at home. You are witnessing the death of Bottles. All that.
Is that what I'm drinking a drink? Good Lord, dude.
What did I say?
Forgot what the hell you said.
It's what he said. All seconds barred.
God almighty. That was almost like flying out of my nose when I was just drinking. That would have been a waste of good rum. Go ahead, Doc.
Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notifications. The super chat's open. I don't understand what an all seconds barred means. I don't understand what that meant. I still don't understand what that meant.
All seconds are barred. He should have said all valets, all friends are barred from the ring.
Is that what he meant? Because I still didn't know. That's all I was hoping you would be able to tell me. I can't read this shit and figure it out.
That's what he meant.
Okay, that sucked. Samoa Joe and Hook are the next segment, and Siri decides she's going to have a match in the middle of this shit. Folks, if you don't believe me, go back and watch this. I told Bottles to look out for Siri. She's doing a fucking run-in, and it happened.
They mentioned Samoa Joe mentioned Syracuse. He mentioned Syracuse, and somebody's iPhone turned on because they thought that Samoa Joe said Siri. I don't know about that.
Siri, the cameraman Siri phone literally starts talking as they're walking to the ring.
Loud as shit.
Did you pop for this? Because I about died.
I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I couldn't believe it. Are you going to stretch? All right, let's. As soon as that happened, they no sold it, of course, which is the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then they stretch a little bit. Let's go to the ring. So now
Samoa Joe is the
learning tree. Samoa Joe is the learning tree for Hook.
Apparently,
it would have been great if she said, "The show sucks."
Look, man. When the Siri thing happened, I died. Okay, died laughing. Whatever. Shit happens. They won, by the way. Did you notice something else about this match, Bottles?
I noticed it was a return of Mark Sterling to Dynamite, a man who's been gone for the longest time since he was the manager of Jay Cargill, and since she's been gone, he hasn't been on Dynamite.
I'm trying to have a serious damn conversation with you right now, and you're bringing this asshole up.
That hurt my heart, Don.
Did you notice anything? The match didn't go on for 20 minutes. It was a 5-minute squash match, which is what it should have been.
That's what it should have been.
And they did it to perfection. Well done, Tony Khan. These are some of the good points that you did in this show.
I think that was Samoa Joe putting a match together, pal. I don't think Tony Khan had anything to do with that.
And then it happened. Mone was going to have her moment.
Yes.
And she came, look, she came out to wrestle a girl I've never heard of. I've never seen. Oh, don't say her name. Because this is what I heard. Mone versus Boot, Scoot, and Zeuxis. Was that her name? Boot, Scoot, and Zeuxis.
Say that name 3 times and she'll appear.
There's not a chance in hell.
Like goddamn Beetlejuice. Zeuxis.
All I know is that Mone battled Brooks and Dunn in a thong.
What? Oh my God. Dude, she had a letter in her mailbox for the whole match. It was horrible. I'm just looking at that thing. I'm looking. Is the lunar module landing on that anytime soon? Good Lord Almighty! And
that thing was hanging out both cheeks in the wind, pal.
It was just horrendous. But you know what?
It was past the city limits, son. Well, there's a honky tonk.
It wasn't a hate
jumping when Tony Khan gets it down.
It wasn't necessarily a hateful match, but there was one move she did to Mone where Mone was like, "What the hell?" And she's on the ground.
I saw that.
And I loved it because it was like, "What the hell was that?"
What are you doing?
What are you doing? It was funny when I saw that. The look of shock on Mone's face. And then she had her in a headlock, and Mone's like, "Get my hair out of my eyes. Get my hair off my face. I got to put it back. Oh, not too far back. You'll show my bald spot." Yeah, it was. Look, Mercedes Moné, I love. She can wrestle. She can't talk at all. She comes out. She does a little stripper dance at the top of the ramp. She comes to the ring, shakes her ass, gets in the ring, and wrestles a match more than adequately. Sometimes with the right opponent, she has a tremendous match. I'm all for that. The 15-minute promos in the ring, I don't want to see that shit at all. Put her with Stokely Hathaway. Let him talk for her. Or anybody. Mark Sterling, for that matter. Anybody. Go ahead,
you know who's going to win. Mone won, so that was that, right?
Okay. Of course. All these matches on this show, you can see the match card on Twitter and the graphic. You know who's going to win. It's every week you know who's going to win. There's no suspense. No suspense.
Gil's on one tonight. Oh, shit. You did it. I'll get it.
You did it. There you go. Say it 3 times. She won't ever appear again. Zeus.
Gil for $1.99. I can't say it more than twice without thinking of Brooks and Dunn. I just can't do it. When they said it last night, it popped in my head. I was like, oh, shit. I like it.
Zeux's Boogie.
Out next was the vignette of Tits McGee, which I was glad to see she got one because she deserves it.
Tits McGee. Nips Yakamoto.
Whatever her name is. I don't give a shit. They had her segment. They had her segment. Then they did the Tony Storm segment, which Tony Storm's interviews are.
You're a little loud, pal. Why are you yelling at me? Sorry. Turn that thing up.
That's what she said.
Good Lord. You turn that thing up. You get Tits McGee, of course. You're going to turn that thing with Tits McGee. I will say Mina Shikanawa, Shirakura, whatever. That girl with the big jugs. She's got a nice rack for a Japanese girl. Usually they're not well endowed.
She's got a nice rack for anybody.
I'm not being racist or anything like that. It's a fact of life.
I'm moving on.
Not that well endowed.
I have nicknamed her, and I'm moving on. Tony Storm segment, then the Jericho segment happened.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
He's been watching WCW because he had a Hogan shot. That doesn't work for me, brother. You could hear it in the show. He's clearly been watching the death of WCW. That's clearly something he's got on his mind. And he just can't help himself. He's got to take a shot at everybody who's bigger than him in the wrestling world. In Jericho's mind, he truly believes he is one of the top 5 wrestlers, if not the top 3 of all time. And he's not even in my top 20. He's just not. He came around at a time I stopped watching wrestling. He's not one of my guys. I never bought him as a world champion.
Never. It's the cocaine and alcohol, Don. He's living that rock star lifestyle.
This entire thanks guys shit is it. I've said it last week. I'm gonna continue to say it. It's literally Jeff Jarrett, 1998, go away heat. I don't want to see it anymore on my television. I don't want to see him anymore. He needs to go away permanently and maybe never come back. I can't stand the guy anymore. Nothing about him entertains me.
The whole thing is a waste of Big Bill. It's a waste of, well, this is probably the best thing that that Low Plains Drifter has ever been involved with. The bounty hunter, Brian Keith, don't you know, with the Billy Jack hat. It's probably the best thing that he's ever been involved with in professional wrestling. So he's just, I'm going to make the most of what I can here, and he is. You better show respect for Chris Jericho. Well, Big Bill's probably saying to himself,
I got to get the hell out. How
longer do I have to do this? That man should be just a killer. Come in the ring and just destroy people.
Sid Vicious
he should be in the world title picture. He should be in the world title picture.
Yeah, he's Sid Vicious. He's Sid Vicious size with better promo skills.
Right. Absolutely. And Don, where is Wardlow? Speaking of big guys, where's Wardlow? What's his first name? Wardlow's got to be his last name. You just don't think of a name, Wardlow. What are you going to call yourself, Bob Rabinovich? I want to call myself Wardlow. What the fuck? Okay. Where's Chuck Wardlow at? I'm going to call him Chuck Wardlow from now on. Where's Chuck Wardlow? He's got to be around here Chuckles? Where's Chuck Wardlow? Put him in the ring with Big Bill. It'll be a hell of a match. Oh, no. Rampage.
I got a better idea. Have him put Big Show through a car. We did that, boss. No one saw it. Do it again.
Where is Big Show?
No one knows, and no one cares.
No one cares. He's probably playing pinochle with Miro right now.
I've got something to talk about what happened in this segment, though. Out came the new and improved Private Party, now with stripper dances.
Yes. Simulating sex on the ramp is always a good look if you want to get hired by a bigger company. It's always a good look. And I will say, like I told you today on the phone, the one guy in Private Party, Mark Quinn, was mentioned on Jim Cornette's podcast 3 years ago, when Private Party debuted. And he was the guy who had the blonde hair extensions. And Mark Quinn, he said, Mark Quinn's got talent. He's the only one in Private Party's got talent. And, if he get free of this, if his contract's up, he should go to NXT and they can do something with him down there. That way he's not trying to break his neck on national TV.
I want to just say, like and subscribe. The super chats are open. Hit the notification buttons. The super chat, the chat group itself is on fire right now. It's absolutely on fire. I love you guys, man. You're the best. Then they had the Moxley promo, which I don't hate. It was fine for what it was. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not going to like his matches. I'm not sure what kind of fan enjoys his matches because I just don't. I thought he was decent in the WWE because he was controlled, but since he's gotten there, it's just everything is a mess. It's always outside the ring. It always spills everywhere. There's no continuity to it. I'm just not a fan.
It's a GCW crowd, Don. Blood and guts. The IWA. That sort of thing. You all right? What are you doing?
Yeah, trying to get something straight over here on my notes, pal. They did have the 9-man tag promo. They're still walking around with 9 belts, which was terrible. They turned the lights off to make fun of I don't know, what the hell's the name of that group that never does anything?
The House of Black.
Yeah, House of Black. No one gave a shit. And then out came Daniel Garcia, the new and improved Daniel Garcia. And I've got a little tidbit on this. You cannot dance like an asshole for the past year you've been on television and then decide that's it, I'm going to become a professional wrestler and play a serious part, while continuing to do a goofy-ass dance in your video as you're walking to the screen. Nothing about anything this guy is going to do from here on out is going to make me believe him as a professional wrestler. He is the goof that was part of the faction that I can't stand, that I don't ever want to see again. And that's how he needs to go away for 4 or 5 months so I can forget all the horrible shit this guy has done in his gimmick package. The dancing, the bullshit on the turnbuckles. I didn't even watch this. Didn't even watch it. Which, by the way, he faced Camarado, who I forgot even wrestled.
Nick Camarado looked great. A huge guy. Big hairy back like Georgie Animal Steel. Shaved his beard off. I didn't even recognize him until you told me that's who it was. Well, how come Nick Camarado, who looks like a professional wrestler, Nick Camarado, who looks like a professional wrestler, is not on TV? Why not? Was he hurt? Did he get clocked in the jaw and knocked out? His beard fell off? What happened? I don't understand what happened to Nick Camarado. And Daniel Garcia looks like Johnny Knoxville from the movie The Ringer. Remember The Ringer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Johnny Knoxville from The Ringer. He's got that blank, stupid looking look on his face. Now I'm going to bad territory right here, pal.
Yes, you are. When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Okay. Good Lord
I did not,
Almighty. You could do that movie nowadays, pal.
No way, man.
You couldn't do that movie nowadays.
If you have not seen The Ringer, all you need to look up is The Ringer and ice cream. You will die laughing. I can promise you that much.
The Ringer is a great movie with Johnny Knoxville as the star. It's not jackassy. It's nothing like that at all. It's an actual comedy movie that it's about a guy who tries to make money by betting on himself. And he enters
the Special
Olympics. Yes.
And there's an ice cream scene, and it's absolutely hilarious. Will Ospreay gave the manila envelope back. He had a match where they did their Cirque du Soleil tricks that I can't stand. Look, Will Ospreay can wrestle, but I don't like this style of wrestling. I don't like what they're doing right now. I don't like him doing the flippy Cirque.
There was a gymnastics competition.
It is. I'm looking at a floor routine this summer. That's what I was looking at.
Right.
Here. It didn't make any sense. I didn't like it. There was a point in the match where the opening segment where they each did the tricky shit, right? And Will Ospreay gets in his Spider-Man stance. And the guy he's facing, which was who again?
Ray Fenix.
Ray
Fenix. Yes.
Fenix.
Ray Fenix from Phoenix, he's from Phoenix, Arizona.
He doesn't even give him the decency to look back at him like he's a serious threat. Did you notice that in the match? He didn't even look back at him. He just kept his back to him. Can you imagine if, say, the Ultimate Warrior did some sort of a tricky little move and it didn't happen? Like it was neither one of us hit our move, and Rick Rude got back like, whoa, shit, and the Warrior just turned his back. Rick Rude would have shotted the shit out of him in the back of the head. Here we go, buddy. Forearm to your head. Get with it, because I'm not doing that bullshit.
For the modern day crowd, let's say a Braun Strowman wrestled Brock Lesnar, which did happen, I believe, in a Royal Rumble. And Strowman did a power move of Lesnar, and he celebrated back to Lesnar with his arms in the air. Lesnar would have clocked him in the back of his head with those lunchbox-sized fists of his and just pummeled the shit out of him. You don't do that. You don't do that. But I won't say it's a clash of styles because they're both flippy dippy dickheads. It's just, you're going to do that. I'm going to do this. Oh, you're doing that move? Well, I'm going to do this move. I'm not selling that shit. Wow. Bruv, I'm not selling that shit either, bruv. Bruv, senor, bruv, amigo, bruv, amigo.
You knew who was going to win. Then you had this face-off.
Is this over yet? Is this over yet?
We're going to get to it. We're getting to it.
Not our show. I mean, Dynamite. Is it over yet?
No, we're getting to
I didn't see the end of it. I didn't even see the end of it, Don.
Did it happen? Did it cut off on you?
I switched from YouTube TV to Hulu, like I told you, with live TV, and Hulu went off on this show at 10 o'clock. Done. Didn't see the end.
So was I right? It ran late.
It ran late. They had an overrun.
You saw what happened, though, because of social media. So out comes Swerve to have the face-to-face. You have it all the time, face-to-face with the contender, and the contender snatches the world title belt.
And puts it on his shoulder, both of them, and Swerve just stands there and lets it happen. He doesn't pounce him. He doesn't smack the shit out of him. Because you got my belt, motherfucker. I want it back. No,
we're not doing any of that.
None of that. So Swerve continues to look like a bitch. He's a paper champion. He's a transitional champion. He could have had a great push. He could have been a champ for a year.
He could, and he should have. He was over, and they killed it.
Samoa Joe should have got a rematch for that belt. He never got one. MJF should have had a match for that belt. Nothing on the cards for MJF versus Swerve. Don't understand it.
I don't get why he didn't punch the shit out of him. Either way, I'm done with this show. AEW, there it is. 681,000 people watched this. And 723 or 18, was it? Was it 18?
718,000 watched NXT.
And I just want to say,
he had a good show.
I'm just going to say this again for the record. AEW fans bragging that it's only the second or third or fourth time AEW has lost NXT. Guys, this is your primary show going up against the third show in the WWE brand. If that's where your sights are, you're setting your sights at the wrong target. Reset the mechanism. You need to look at the booking of this show and acknowledge that it's okay to have one of your 20-minute matches once an hour. You don't need it 4 and 5 times a show.
But Don, they had Cody Rhodes on NXT. What?
He's going to a cookout today, or he's going to the July 4th cookout, which did you hear what Brian Alvarez said? This dude is so unplugged with culture, it's insane.
He said they must have a cookout for the fans.
Jesus Christ. I'm not.
He also said that NXT will not beat AEW this week.
Yes, he did. He said long shot they would win this week. And he's eating it all right now. That dude, he and Dave Meltzer are so disconnected with the actual audience of wrestling fans, it's beyond repair at this point in time. They need to step back and not watch wrestling for 6 months. They really do. And reset their brains. He said they got a cookout near the stadium that they're going to be. Bro, what?
They are saying what they're saying because, number one, Meltzer's a paid shill for Tony Khan. He's also a shadow booker for Tony Khan. Number two, they say this shit for engagement. They say this shit for Twitter impressions, to make money off of Twitter, to get clicks on YouTube, to get subs on their website, for the Wrestling Observer schlock website. So that's why they do it. That's why they do it. But I think Alvarez really cannot believe the shit that goes on.
Dude, all I know is that in retrospect, you should probably listen to a little bit different music or watch different movies and shows. I think how do I put this politely? Your ethnicity box on the movie and shows and music scene is probably real small. If you think he was literally get invited to a goddamn real cookout. Holy shit, man. And Trick Williams was great, by the way. You've compared him to Booker T several times, and I didn't see it at first because I didn't think he was as big. That's a big-ass dude. That is a big guy. He's way bigger than I thought he was.
Very big.
So, yeah, I could see it because he's not young either, though, is he? He's in his mid-30s, isn't he? Like, he's sort of got to start moving fast to develop.
Trick Williams, I believe, is 37 years old.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was a little bit.
He had an NFL career.
Yes.
And now he's doing what he's doing, but he looks like he's in great shape. And he doesn't work a hard style. Doesn't work a strenuous match. He's great on the stick.
On to Raw, where there was a rape angle.
Oh, come on. If you listen to the IWC, he's being assaulted. He's being assaulted.
I say this in jest, okay? So here's the thing.
Yes.
There are people in the IWC that are freaking out over what's going on with Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. I got tweeted at by a woman earlier this week that said, Liv Morgan is literally in a rape angle with Dom. You think that's okay? And I just thought, holy shit, man. How far gone are you?
That's a woman who gets no dick.
How far gone are you? The other one I got was, Dominik said no. And then he sent me the video of Dom saying no. And you know what Dom said? And every guy that has been not every guy. Every guy that has dated a crazy chick that they were crazily attracted to has been in this situation.
Of course.
He walks in and she's sitting in their clubhouse and he goes, no, because you know what that means. If you're a guy saying no to a chick, it's you're crazy. This isn't going to go well for me. I'm not telling you to leave, but I'm going to see where this goes. It happens all the time. Back when I was a young man, this would happen. I'd say the same words. No. Guys, it's also entertainment. This wasn't even a recent clip. This week, she got knocked off the apron onto Dom and straddled him like she was going for a pony ride at the circus, which I was like, oh, PG? Get that shit out of here. We ain't PG no more, pal. That was
crazy.
So, I enjoyed what's going on with this. There was also the angle, because I'm not trying to go down this whole card because it's just, there's only so many high spots we can get to in this, right? Like there's so many high points. The other part that I enjoyed, and we talked about this because I don't think you saw it at first. Did you notice when she slid her room key card down his pants, he put it on the table. Did you see who took the room key card?
No, I did not. I did not see who took it. So it was a mystery to me until you told me later. And I saw when I rewound it, that Finn Balor had the card.
And what did I say last week? Have you noticed it's Finn Balor constantly getting in the middle of them when they start interacting? Is there a swerve coming that we don't see possibly on this whole thing?
Strickland?
No. I mean, an actual angle that we don't see, because both of us thought for the longest time Dominik was going to be getting with Liv and turning on Mommy and the group. And I'm not so sure that's where it's going now. So this is one of those interesting storylines that I'm digging right now. I'm digging this.
I sort of think that Mommy's out of the Judgment Day. When she comes back, she's going to find out the hard way. Liv is in. I think that Dominik will still be there in the Judgment Day. I think he will eventually betray Mommy when she comes back, and you'll see full-fledged, adverse feelings towards Liv. And I also said that Priest will be out because they're going to turn on Priest and Drew McIntyre, I believe. And you said no, but that's my theory. Drew McIntyre will be the guy in the Judgment Day.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. We also had the Braun Breaker versus Dragunov match, right? Wasn't that what that was on this week?
Let me ask you a question, Don. Let me ask you a question before we go into that. Who wouldn't want Liv Morgan to jump on them the way she's jumping on Dom Mysterio? What orange-fingered, boxer short wearing shithead in the IWC, 16-year-old boy would not want Liv Morgan to do that to them? It's sexual assault.
I'm married. I'm a happily married man. I'm declining this offer.
Well, pal, Mrs. Bottles is in the back room of this joint, so I can say whatever I want. She's in the back room of a Bottles bungalow, so I'll say, well, goddamn right, pal.
Mine's definitely going to watch it. She'd beat my ass in my sleep. So, wake up.
You don't know what it's like if you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a plastic bag around your head.
Yeah. Anyway,
go ahead.
That was part of it. Braun Breaker and Dragunov had a match. That's correct, right? It was Dragunov he started off with?
Absolutely, yes. It was a great match, I think.
Dragunov is a good wrestler. I cannot tell a lie. The dude's amazing. I had a good time watching this. And then Ricochet came out of nowhere to get his sweet revenge and began kicking the shit out of Braun Breaker all the way to the arena. And then it all turned. And Ricochet got lawn darted into the side of a truck that looked horrible to me. And here's why. When he threw him, he tried to duck low enough, and that left foot still caught his shoulder. And when he fell back, it was flat on his back. He couldn't protect himself at all.
You told me that, and I rewound it, and I saw that. That's what happened.
Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. Chat, y'all got to calm down. Good Lord Almighty. My God, Jimmy C81 is not in here. Come on.
It's taken a turn for the worse, Don.
It has. We're moving
on. Yes.
But
there's a lot of skeet shooting going on in the chat.
God Almighty.
So
Anyway.
Give me a ring-a-ling with a ding-a-ling.
There you go.
Not your ding-a-ling. That ding-a-ling down there, that bell. Hit the bell. Notifications. Subscribe.
Anyway.
Likes, thumbs up.
They also had a car incident with Ricochet that got him hospitalized. I think he's leaving the company. You think he's staying. We differ greatly on this. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's going to try his shot in AEW, to be quite frank. I really do think he's going to go. You seem to think he's going to sign and come back under the TNA umbrella. I don't think he is. We won't know for a while either way.
I think he'll be gone for a while, and then he'll resurface in TNA. And by the end of the year, you'll see him back in the WWE, if not sooner. But I think he's going to go to TNA for a while, and he could wrestle Ziggler over there, wrestle Moose, Matt Hardy, Goofy Matt Hardy, Paps Hardy, whatever you want to call him these days. He's over there doing his thing. That's my theory.
Well, we've got the WWE shows coming up this weekend. It's kind of a big deal. They've got a big PLE. I'm really ready to talk about this.
Oh, did you see his girlfriend? His girlfriend, fiance, left. She left Twitter. There's a video of her on Twitter crying, shocked at what happened to him. So she grabbed her shit. She ran out the arena, back to the loading dock, and got in the ambulance with Ricochet. Good acting on her part. I gotta give her kudos for that.
She's great. Everything she does is great. I love Samantha Irving. I wasn't totally sold on her when she first came in. She absolutely is a gold star. Love everything she does. Her announcing is amazing. She gets into it. You can tell she loves what she does. I love her, man. She's amazing.
Right. Absolutely.
The PLE is this weekend. There's also a SmackDown show tomorrow in somewhere in Scotland, I want to say, or somewhere in the UK. It doesn't matter either way. The SmackDown setup is for 14.4 thousand people. 14.4. They've distributed 12.4 thousand tickets.
It'll probably be sold out.
Damn show. That's a big show, Bottles.
It is. They'll probably be sold out by bell time tomorrow.
My issue, though, is that they're price gouging the shit out of these tickets, man. They're
price
gouging the tickets beyond belief.
They hardly ever go over there, and that's why. I mean, the front row seats for Clash of the Castle, I heard, were $800.
Yeah, it's absurd. Like, it's crazy, man.
Where will be? Will green T-shirt happy face guy be there?
No, I can tell you that they're more than $800 because Warner Brothers Discovery sent me shots because he wants to go to the show. Sent me screenshots of the pricing of the floor seats in the back. They're 1,300 pounds.
What's that? 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, like
what's that translate to a Maryland dollars, guys? Anybody in the chat?
Yeah, it translates. I'm not going to the goddamn show is what it translates to.
Right, but hey, a lot of people are going to be there. I'll tell you how many. 11.1
12,100 seats are set up for the pay-per-view. The PLE, 10.5 have been distributed. It's going to be a big show. This is going to be huge. I can't wait. We are going to have a show Saturday after the PLE to discuss and break it down at 7 o'clock. So keep your notifications on. God willing, and the creek don't rise, we're going to have that show. I can't wait to talk about it. But I want to talk to you real quick, Bottles. Before we get into this.
You've been talking to me real quick about the whole. Go ahead.
Do you have anything you wanted to get through before we get to the PLE?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Well, what would that be?
I want to show you right now. Hang on. And you tell me what you think about this. This is from the account of Wrestle Purists on the Twitterverse. Mama Rhodes is joining me to see Scotland. So Cody Rhodes is having an I Quit match with AJ Styles, and Mama Rhodes is right there next to him. And they're flying out to Scotland. And the theory is, Don, that Cody's going to lose this match to AJ Styles. And they're going to have a third match, a rubber match, where he'll win it back. Because they think his mother's going to throw the towel in or what have you.
Not a chance. I can't see it.
I'm just telling you what Wrestle Purist.
No, and I hear it, and it makes sense, but it's just too early in his run. What would they do? Have a show at the following pay-per-view? Look, you know what the best thing is that could happen, to be honest, Bottles? We're going to talk about it in a minute, is if that happened. If you surprise me as a fan on some shit I didn't see coming. Surprise me as a fan.
I think that would be great to see. Christ, Cody lost. You'll see the guys in the crowd like this.
Yeah, what the fuck just happened?
And what's he going to do? How's it going to hurt for him to lose the belt and get it back the next month?
Yeah. As long as his mama throws a towel in.
That would be fantastic, I think. Also, The Undertaker on his podcast has recently said
there it is.
That Tony Khan might not be the best guy to run AEW. Hopefully one day AEW gets their crap together and genuinely creates some competition. The Undertaker said, that's probably not a popular take from most WWE insiders, but the way I look at it, competition is only going to make you better. I have nothing against the man, but I don't know that Tony is the guy to run the company. I mean, his heart's in a good place and he wants to do something, but I just don't know that he's got the acumen to run a wrestling company against the juggernaut that is the WWE. But hey, I could be wrong. There was that one other time I was wrong. But I hope they get it together and we do have some competition. It's better for the wrestlers. It's better for the audience, the fans. It's better for everything. So naturally, The Undertaker's a turd. The Undertaker's an old man. He's the shits. They're saying all that about this guy now. So,
well, look,
that's what they say.
But it's the truth. The WWE is better off with some serious competition. It really is. It's better off that way. Block Larry says, here's $5. On behalf of Beer Man, he would like to thank us for your support for their Block Larry Beer Man 2024 campaign contribution. They are running for president, ladies and gentlemen. They will not be on your card. You have to write them in. Be careful what you do. Shit can get wild with these two. They are dangerous, but I'm sure they're nowhere nearly as corrupt as the son of a bitch as we have in office today. That is my entire speech on politics, and I'm out.
And they're running on a campaign slogan of red hot problems require ice cold beer. We can't do it alone. Vote Beer Man Block Larry 2024. God bless.
That. Thank you again for the $5, Larry. I appreciate it, brother. What's the other news tidbit you got?
I've got one right here, Don, and you're going to love this. This is Ric Flair and his new
the pen's wearing. Woo, grandma, the pen's wearing. Whoa, scooter driving, grandma. Woo, energy drinking. Woo, limousine riding. Slow down, grandma, let me go drink. Woo. Woo. The pen's wearing. Woo.
I don't need to see that again.
No, we're not. Good Lord Almighty. He looks horrible.
He's 70-something years old. I'm not going to say he looks horrible, but it's just, we're a long way from Space Mountain, pal.
We are a long way from Space Mountain, buddy. Yeah. He's going from Space Mountain to underground bunker. That's his next destination, an underground bunker. And have you seen these handsome guys? Look at that. The work of the great Mike Digital, everybody. The man who wrote the theme song, the opening song for the show. The great Mike Digital.
Mike.
Check him out. It's he's at Mike Digital, Digital. He's got a cornucopia of crazy pictures and YouTube links and snarky comments about professional wrestling and just things in general. Look him up.
And very talented musician, and has some very cool videos of what he calls abandoned spaces, where he literally goes into these spaces that have been abandoned and just searches them out. So it's kind of cool to look at this shit and see it from an old, decrepit building standpoint. Might be a place you grew up in if you're in the Northeast, to be quite honest.
Absolutely. Here's another one, Don. I got another one for you.
All right. I saw this.
1,
God knows.
2, go.
What you gonna do, Hulkamaniacs, when the Hulkster, the entire country of Canada, the Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and the 24-centimeter pythons run wild on you, Jack? Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be the cream of the crop. And I'm gonna watch Hulkamania do his grandstanding and his hot dogging with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Is the cream of the crop. Oh, yeah. Dig it.
Oh,
You gotta love it, pal. You gotta love it.
I'm just gonna say this much. I appreciate the effort, but no. I appreciate the effort, but no. I'm sorry. I do not support that guy.
To support that guy. Okay.
I want to get to the Clash at the Castle this weekend before we close up shop today, Bottles.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus a couple other women. I don't give a shit. If anything, I hope to get home late.
Say who they are. It's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, two Scottish lasses. Alba Fire is wrestling 3 weeks after her mother was killed in Orlando, crossing the street in Orlando, Florida. She got hit by a car and died. And they've got a GoFundMe going on right now to get her body transported back to Scotland. Horrible.
I feel horrible for her. It's terrible. I get that.
And the other tag match, the other tag team in that match is a three-way, of course. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Okay. So you know nothing's going on there.
If you miss this match, would you care?
No, I hope it's on first in case, the Hot Pockets aren't coming out of the microwave yet.
Would not. Moving on. By the way, Bianca and Jade are going to win. It's just, that's what's going to happen. Is there any doubt they're going to win?
No, not in my mind. No.
Okay. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the IC belt. Is there any chance Chad Gable wins this title?
There is a good chance.
Okay. I'm putting it at 10%. Here's why. This is when you're going to finally see Otis turn on him. It's going to build to this.
I don't think so.
You do think so, or you don't?
I don't think Otis is going to turn on him.
Oh, we have a differing of opinion now. I think he turns on him and then he wipes out somebody else to boot. Oh my God, this is.
Here we go. What is this now? From Mark K. Mark K, thanks for the 10 spot. We appreciate that. Scott Steiner says 1,300 pounds converted to U.S. dollars is 33 1/3 more than 1,300 pounds, which equals disaster for wrestling fans that order fish and chips at that PLE. LOL. Jesus Christ.
Mark, that is beautiful. Thank you again for the 10 spot. That is glorious.
Oh my God in heaven.
You have to love Steiner math. It's the best thing going in the history of promos for math. Oh,
the next match, Bayley, the champion, versus Piper Niven for the SmackDown Women's Champion. Don, who you got in this?
I give this about a 75 and a third chance that Bailey wins this match.
Yes. Yes, there's no problem there.
Jesus
Bailey
Christ.
will win.
Yeah, Bailey
Damian
has
Priest
to win
versus Drew McIntyre.
Now we're going to get interesting.
Now we're getting interesting.
Wait, no, you went over the I Quit match. That's actually before this. The Damian Priest match is the main event.
Very well could be, yes. Cody Rhodes
No, it
versus
is. I'm
AJ
looking
Styles
at
I Quit match. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It could go either way. I give this a 50-50 split either way. Even Steiner would say this is a 50-50 split. He really would. This could go either way because from a storytelling standpoint, it's been a long time since you had a family member throw in a towel for an I Quit match. I can't remember the last one I saw. The last one I remember was Owen Hart convincing his mother to throw it in for Bret Hart. If you remember that all those years ago against Bob Backlund. Which, by the way, best Bob Backlund he ever was. That was the best Bob Backlund ever was the early to mid 90s.
Tuxedo shirt wearing, psychopathic chicken wing, Bob Backlund.
Running for president, Bob Backlund.
Running for president, Bob Backlund, yes.
You know why that was so great, by the way?
Tell me.
Turns out that's really who he was behind the scenes, was a psychopath.
A psychopath.
Like that.
Yes, he
would not give kids autographs unless they could name all the presidents.
A lunatic.
Complete and totally off his ass. But it could go either
Probably
way.
still is.
And you know what the best part is? This is going to be a good match, I think. It's not going to be embarrassing. They're not going to be a bunch of spot monkey fest. It's going to be a good quality wrestling match. And I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of drama.
Well, now that you said that his mom's coming, I didn't see that shit until you told me. Dude, you got my attention with that. I didn't think there was a chance in hell Cody would lose this match.
If he loses the match and AJ's the champ for a month, it doesn't hurt either guy. It adds intrigue because everybody's going to think AJ's losing, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Doesn't lose.
Well, you're setting up a stipulate, right? I Quit, and then the next match after that is a retirement match because we both agree he's coming to the end of it.
Right.
And then you have, you set up your SummerSlam match with Cody. That's kind of a quick build, though, don't you think, if they do it at Money in the Bank right after this? Could that be the SummerSlam match?
All depends if they have plans for The Rock to come back at SummerSlam to face
He ain't
Cody.
come back at SummerSlam. He ain't that happening.
He's got a bad elbow. Have you heard that? He's hurt.
Yeah. He got hurt himself in that movie he's filming right now.
The Shatter Machine, the story of Mark Hunt and his brother
Shattered
Mike.
his goddamn elbow, pal.
Yeah. He's got like a big nugget right there on his elbow.
Not going down this road.
Is it my turn to talk? Damian
Yes.
Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest is the world heavyweight champion. I foresee CM Punk coming back to
There it is.
Drew McIntyre.
Has to be. We agree on this. Finally, we both agree. Because of the Monday Night Raw match, all of his guys are barred from ringside come this match from the Judgment Day. All the Judgment Day guys are barred.
I still think they're going to make an appearance and interfere. Even though they're barred, they're going to make an appearance.
I don't think they make an appearance. I don't think they show up. I believe CM Punk comes out. He doesn't even have to say anything or do anything. Just have his music hit, and that's all the distraction that needs to be had, and it's going to screw him out of the match. I can almost see it coming because they're going to meet each other at SummerSlam. There is no chance in hell they even need a belt for that match because this buildup has been brewing, God, for how long? Since like January, right? Like you got an 8-month buildup. It's perfect. I cannot wait. I'm excited. I hope this PLE delivers. The last few have not been great. I had some more to talk about on the WCW Death of show. We'll save that for Saturday. We'll save that for Saturday. We'll save that for Saturday. We'll talk about the Clash. Please like and subscribe. I say words that don't make goddamn sense. That's what I do.
It's not a Japanese wrestler's name, Don.
I was trying to make it one, by God.
Coming up, Kensuke subscriber. Please like and subscribe. Give us a ring-a-ling with a ding-a-ling down below. That way you know when we're going to have a surprise show, much like the show that we're going to have on Saturday at 7 p.m. after the PLE. And I see WWE is trademarking a new name for another member of the Bloodline.
Save it. Save it. Might be seeing something this weekend, pal.
What's that?
Might be seeing something this weekend with him.
We could be. We could be.
That's all I got today. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I can't wait to watch this. Join us Saturday, special show. Going to be a good time. You know who would absolutely be in Scotland for this show if he was here today? God rest his soul.
Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy.
Where's my fucking... No.
Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy's a free agent tomorrow.
Allegedly. Oh, shit. Take us home.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.